Good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning. Whatever time you find yourself watching this video. Welcome back to the channel. Life is hard, don't complain. Today, I have a knife I've been looking at for some time. I've done several reviews on Kershaw knives. And, you know, Kershaw puts out a ton of knives. Got some gummy bears. This is from my buddies at Blade Runner Outpost. So there's a carton here. I'll give them their propers. This is the Blade Runner Outpost bear. And anyway, I purchased, they had a special on open box return knives. And this one, which is very well wrapped. Sorry for taking it off screen, but it's, you know, they did a great job on wrapping. So there's no unboxing per se for this guy. This is the Kershaw Blur. Kershaw Blur is a assisted opening, but made in the USA. This is a Ken Onion design. This particular Blur is a liner lock and has the speed save opening. We have a lanyard hole. I believe that this particular Kershaw has 14C 28N steel, and we'll go ahead and look at the cutting edge. It's a drop point with a recurve, and at about 3 inches, 3 1/4 inches with a 4 1/4 inches handle. So we're a little shy of 8 inches overall. This particular model number is 1670 NBSW. So if that sort of is part of what you like, being in particular with the channel. This is, you know, it's anodized aluminum scales. It's a hollow back scale, perfectly balanced. And this particular knife is made in Oregon, USA. Thumb studs and no flipper, moderate, just some very slight jimping on the top. Very nice action. And this particular knife is, you know, it's got what Kershaw calls Trac-Tec rubberized texture inserts into these anodized aluminum scales. So it, as you all know, if you've watched my channel before, if the scale is slick, I'm not a fan. Don't really have much interest, or it doesn't get far with me. This knife does not appear, while it didn't come with a box, it does not appear to be used really at all. The pocket clip is not reversible. Well, let me take that back. It's reversible, but on one side. So it's in the current configuration, it is tip up carry, but you can reverse it for bottom down carry. Just whatever your sort of preference is. Knife feels super good in the hands. Ergonomics are very nice. Would prefer a little mild jimping at the base of the blade scale here. There's no jimping anywhere else, just right here on the very top portion. Interesting thumb studs where they're at an angle, but it provides a whole lot of traction for that assistant opening. Nice knife. Like I said, I've been eyeing the Blur for a little while because I like the overall. And again, if you watched the channel before, you know I like that sort of arc, that nice profile for the for that. And you know, we want to be able to have a knife that is effective and aesthetically pleasing. I mean, that is the best of both worlds. You know, the 14C 28N steel, Sandvik steel. It's a Swedish steel. It's high carbon. You know, typically the hardness can range from like 55 Rockwell all the way up to 62, but it's a Sandvik steel is a good moderate priced steel that I think sometimes gets overlooked, but I like it in this. Now, Kershaw does make blurs with some super steels, but for me, you know, I got this at less than half price because it's a pre-owned open box. You know, my only word of caution about purchasing something pre-owned is, you know, you need to make sure you have a relationship or at least trust the seller that you are purchasing from, because, you know, there's a myriad of fakes out there, and, you know, you just, sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get. So that's all I have to say about that. I trust the guys at Blade Runner Outpost. They're good people. So went out on a limb for the price of this. What do we think about this, guys? I like it. It's an attractive knife. It's a comfortable knife. You know, it's one of Kershaw's sort of few USA offerings, and I'd love to see more of them offered in the USA. You know, I had the Kershaw Leak I reviewed before. Great knife, different sort of intent for the Leak. You know, this particular blade is geared for a little more working type knife. You know, it's gonna because of the shape of the blade, the recurve. You know, this knife is made to cut through cordage, rope. You know, whatever you want, and because of the steel, you don't have to. You know, it's made for. It's the stainless properties, but it's made for any environment. You know, it's a solid it's one of the better of, I think, Kershaw's speed safe technologies. And you know, it's one of those things where we want to give credit where credit's due. It's almost as fast as an automatic. I mean, that's pretty darn solid coming out the box. So, like it, you know, this Trac-Tec, as they call it, is very grippy. And the ergos are good. So I you know, this is my first one with this type of insert, so it may take a little time to work with this to see how I feel about it. But I mean, first glance, it's comfortable and it's grippy. You know, the aluminum is super smooth, but where it counts, you have your rubber or your tread, so to speak. So I like the knife. I think it's well worth, if you're looking at Kershaw. I mean, Kershaw, man, they have a million Chinese Kershaws. It seems like, I don't know, probably 30 different separate models. You know, Kershaw has put out every shape, every size. It's pretty impressive, but you know, a lot of those, the price point is 25 bucks. And for some of the Kershaws, I think you get what you pay for. You know, this I think I just think that their USA line offers some superior, either the design or the actual fit and finish and the construction of the knife, I think, are better from their Oregon workshop. So any thoughts on this particular Kershaw? You know, as we go into this brave new economy, and I repeat myself, but I think it's worth repeating. My hope is we have more variety of steel manufacturing coming back to the United States, and as a result, we have more production knives and custom knives available. You know, the knife community is enormous. Blade Show Atlanta was an eye-opener for me, because while I've had knives from as far back as I can remember, I did not necessarily participate in any sort of knife community. And now I'm starting to get some friends in the industry, some custom makers and things like that, and I think it's pretty cool. And I like to spread the word and encourage individuals who, if you like a brand, don't be shy to reach out to their customer service and ask about USA offerings. Ask about any future plans for USA offerings. It does. I'm convinced that it does make a difference. They do listen to their customers. Because without the customers, there is no business. So that is all for this review. I will leave the knife opened and on the desk. Great knife, A+. I like it a lot. You know, looking forward to seeing comments about this particular one. Anybody have a different version of the Blur in the different steels? I think there's an S30V version out there. Curious to see what thoughts are. And as always, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the bell to be notified for new videos. And remember, life is hard. Don't complain. And take care of yourselves and your families. Until next time, take care.